Live and Let Die is the eighth entry in the James Bond movie series and the first one to star Roger Moore. And I like how Roger Moore plays James Bond. He gives him a more humorous, wisecracking approach as opposed to the more serious approach that Sean Connery and George Lazenby gave him. E- Even though the tone of the movie is serious, it's instead of like a terrorist organization like Spectre or a spy organization like SMERSH, this one the has the villains be these like regular gangsters who are into drug dealing and they're these it's like black mafia because this movie was made during a time the black exploitation action genre was popular. So I guess the makers of this movie wanted to cash in on the genre by making a black exploitation film with James Bond as the lead character. But I really like the way they did this movie, and it adds a new approach to the Bond franchise, and it also has some like the bad guys are into voodoo because of the voodoo culture in the Caribbean, where some of the scenes were shot. And some of the other locations include Harlem, New York, and New Orleans, Louisiana. And and I like the location shots of those. The cinematography is done very well. And the opening theme song by Paul and Linda McCartney, "Live and Let Die." It's one of the best James Bond theme songs and one of my favorites. Um, and the Bond girls in this movie, Rosie, the black CIA agent, was the first black Bond girl. I found her character a bit timid and a bit silly, and she doesn't really seem like someone who'd be like working for both sides and turn out traitor and then betray the bad guys and get killed. I found her character useless, but the other character, Solitaire, is the main Bond girl in this movie. I really liked her. She's very beautiful, very charming, very nice. Her and Bond had good chemistry together. The I like how Bond tricks her into sleeping with her by doing this like deck of cards that'll prophesy that they're lovers, and then when she picks a card and it shows them as lovers, then they make love, and then he drops his deck of cards behind her back, and it's like the same card, and so it's they tricked her very well. The Jane Seymour played Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, plays Solitaire, and she does a good job with the role. I like the bad guy in this movie, Mr. Big, aka also known as Katanga. He's the prime minister of this fictional Caribbean island, and who's also the head drug dealer. Him and he makes a pretty good intimidating villain, and his henchman Claw, the black guy with the claw arm because he lost it to a alligator bite. he, he's a pretty good henchman, and the action scenes in this movie are all right. Although the stunt work is pretty good, especially the scene where Bond escapes from an alligator farm and just like jumps across alligator backs like he's skipping stones to cross a creek. Yeah, that was a pretty good stunt, handled very well. One of the best action stunts ever. And then he gets into this big epic boat chase, which is cool, but a bit too long. And then this sheriff halfway through the movie, he's like this comic relief. He's Louisiana hit guy, like arrogant, like whine, always fusses and like cusses people out all the time. I mean, I find his character annoying and stupid. I mean, yeah, Smoking the Bandit did a lot better with Hick Sheriff than this did. There's no reason for this guy to be in this or the sequel. His character was just useless too. Um, I do like the rescue scene where Bond rescues Solitaire from this voodoo sacrifice, and he uses like big Smith Wesson revolver because this movie came out a couple years after Dirty Harry was released. So I guess they also wanted to cash in on the Dirty Harry popularity as well. But they uses a big Magnum instead of his usual Walter PPK. And there's also a brief sword fight, which I like between him and this voodoo priest. And the first voodoo priest he shoots is like he falls apart like glass, so I guess it's a robot dummy or something. And then the fight with Mr. Big, when Mr. Big tries to feed him in solitaire to the sharks, but Bond escapes and fights him and knocks him into the shark pool and he gets eaten. And then when the mission's complete, he goes on vacation and on the train they're attacked by Claw again, and the way Bond outwits and defeats Claw is done pretty well. Then I like that the villain. Oh no, this is a good James Bond movie and good introduction for Roger Moore. I give it a thumbs up. All right, that's my review. If you like it, please hit the like button, subscribe for more. Thank you. God bless you. Bye.